This recipe is for all of you who love the tart flavor of fresh cranberry, and then when it's paired with the aromas and the flavors of fresh orange, takes it right over the top. This recipe for cranberry orange quick bread is a perfect recipe for Thanksgiving morning, Christmas morning, and all the mornings in between. When you're looking for a little bit of a sweet, let's say like a coffee cake, it will be so delicious, and it looks beautiful when sliced and presented on a platter. Very festive, very delicious, the perfect fall or holiday breakfast. To get started, you'll need to coarsely chop a generous cup of your fresh cranberries. And you know how hard it can be to chop something that is small, round, and firm with your knife. So I take the step of going through and cutting each of them in half before I do a quick coarse chop. You'll also need to zest and juice one orange. You'll be using 3/4 of a cup of orange juice in this recipe. So if the juice from your orange doesn't produce 3/4 of a cup, you'll need to supplement it with additional orange juice. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and grease a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan. I'm starting with 2 cups of flour and 1 cup of granulated sugar. I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder to the 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Then add 1 teaspoon of salt and whisk the dry mixture all together so that everything is really well distributed and well combined. Then add 1/4 cup of solid shortening that you are going to cut in. I'm using a pastry cutter until it resembles coarse crumbs. Next, I've put the zest from the orange into this measuring cup. I'm going to mix the zest, 1 large egg, together just with a fork. Mixing the egg and the zest together, beating the egg well, and then stir in the 3/4 cup of orange juice. Add the orange juice mixture all at once to the dry and stir it together until the dry and the wet are well combined. You don't want to overmix. This is just to make sure that all of the wet ingredients are absorbed by the dry ingredients. It's going to be a thick batter. Once the wet and the dry ingredients are combined, then you can fold in your 1/2 cup of walnuts, chopped, and your coarsely chopped cranberries, and just stir to combine. Transfer the batter to your prepared loaf pan. Make sure you get all of it out of your bowl. Don't leave any of the goodness in there. Smooth the top of your loaf. And then I like to sprinkle with a little bit of raw sugar for some nice crunch on the top of the loaf. A few teaspoons. Bake your cranberry orange loaf in your preheated 350 degree Fahrenheit oven for 50 minutes to an hour, or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Cool your cranberry orange quick bread on a rack for about 10 minutes before turning it out onto the rack to completely cool.